Hello and welcome to the Porsche Passion School. My name is Sam Fellows. I've been racing cars since I was 15 years old, most recently with the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge Canada. That experience has given me a unique perspective going into sim racing, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Let's start with the basics. What is esports? Esports, as it relates to racing, is an online simulator experience that brings together a global community of thousands of racers. With just a computer, racing wheel, and pedals, you can join us and race some of the most exciting cars from the storied history of Porsche Motorsport. Now we're going to take you to one of my favorite tracks, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, so we can look at the relationship between real world and esports racing. Welcome to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. We're here at Turn 5, Moss Corner. How we approach this corner in esports racing is really specific to the entry of the corner. And so we're coming through Turn 4 behind me, and that's very fast, downhill, off camber, and then straight into this hard braking zone at Turn 5, and we're going uphill once again. There's a sharp incline. How that compares to racing in real life is the apexes are in the same place. It's just the physical aspect really that's the difference. And so when you're going into Turn 5, you know, there's a hard braking G, there's hard lateral Gs. You get that seat feel that you don't have in the sim, and you're able to actually feel this corner out a little bit more, tell whether you're braking your momentum on the incline. And so in that aspect, I actually find this a little bit easier. The Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada provides some great racing and battles throughout the entire field. Here are a few exciting moments from my races that we'll dive into and break down. So this was a good example of seizing a passing opportunity. We're going into Turn 3. There's a car who spun out that is trying to re-enter the circuit. I stay flat on the throttle. That gives me the opportunity to get to the right side of the car, knowing that 2 corners ahead, we're going to be at Turn 5, Moss Corner, which is a right-hander. So if I can stay to the right of that driver through Turn 4, I'll essentially have the inside for that corner. You can use this on any other track when you're thinking multiple corners ahead. Where is the place where you'll be able to make the pass on this car, and what do you need to do to get there, and how are you going to set it up? You're thinking the same way when you're trying to defend. Where is the driver behind me going to try? Where does this driver like to try and pass? Where's the most obvious? Where is the least obvious place that they might try to pass? So that was a good opportunity for me to get past, having made the most of what the driver had done in front. The great thing about esports is that just about anyone can race. Because each car is different in its performance and handling characteristics, practice, or testing as we like to call it, will help you get comfortable with how the car will perform in the race. To be a great driver, whether esports or real life, you have to be able to adapt your style to the car or conditions. A Porsche 911 GT3 needs to be driven differently than a 718 based on things like weight distribution, engine placement, and driving aids. But that same 911 may have to be driven differently based on things like weather conditions or different corners on different racetracks. Having the best equipment doesn't necessarily win you the race, but it certainly can help. Typically, more expensive equipment provides greater detail and a more realistic experience. A good set of load cell pedals will help mitigate any lost time due to equipment and provide a more realistic pedal feel. On the other hand, I know a lot of drivers who are really quick using modestly priced equipment. So in the end, it's about making the most of what you have and having fun. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Porsche Passion School. I look forward to seeing you at the track.